What's up, Soup Squad? It's Nimbo Soup bringing you yet another vehicle review. In this one, I'll be going over the VL. No, for the sake of not making any Finnish viewers hate me, I won't be pronouncing the second word in that name. To me, it's just the VL. Consider yourselves lucky you don't have to hear me mess it up. Anyways, the format of this video will be slightly different than normal. Of course, I'll go over the pros and cons of this vehicle, how to play it, and if it's worth getting via the Warbond shop or just buying. In addition though, at the end, I'll include a full match or two with some cuts and some live commentary analysis. The goal here is to help you guys learn through example. Let me know if you like the format or not in the comments. Enough chit chat, let's get down to business. The VL is an awesome vehicle that definitely receives the overall Soup seal of approval. It's a tier 3 premium Swedish fighter. Before you get all huffy puffy though, I make this video only because it's actually available for free to grind right now via the Warbond shop. We'll get into if it's worth it or not later on. Foreshadowing, it is. I think of it kind of like a BF109 F4, except on steroids, many steroids, and I'm talking the good kind too. Among the plethora of great attributes this plane has, the most notable to me is the climb rate. Obligatory, you won't be out climbing XP50s or those Japanese J2M UFOs, but other than that, I can't think of any other better climbing planes at this tier off the top of my head. There are many other notable features, though, besides just the climb rate. The turn time is actually pretty decent. I wouldn't recommend getting into turn fights given your terrific engine performance, but you'll still outturn most things that aren't Japanese or Spitfire. It is, at the very least, noticeably better than the 109 F4 turn rate, which already isn't bad to start with. The armament is another great plus of the VL. The guns are very effective and nose mounted, which makes aiming pretty easy. It does have the MG151, which is somewhat slow velocity, but I don't find it hard to use once you're used to it. Regardless, the 50 cals alone do tremendous damage. All of these features make for a fantastic energy fighter, but just like any other vehicle, it does have a couple downsides. Namely, you're not as fast as a 109. Your top speed is lower, especially noticeable in a dive. Also, you compress very poorly at anything above around 550 kilometers an hour. It turns into a complete brick at these speeds. But given these negatives, all you have to do is adjust your playstyle. Be an energy fighter, boom and zoom only when necessary, and when your compression won't compromise you, and you will find massive success. On this note, let's get into how to do so. Let's play it out from the start of the match. Climb at 230 kilometers an hour indicated airspeed, or IAS, and angle yourself slightly away from where the enemies are coming from. Yes, you heard me right. 230 kilometers an hour IAS. You will be pointing your nose well above 20 degrees for a lot of your climb. At this point, especially if you've been watching my videos so far, it should not come as a surprise to you that each plane has an optimal climb speed you should stick to throughout your climb, and for this one, it's 230 kilometers an hour. You do not want to be the first fighter spotted because you'll just become target number 1 for the enemy team. Once you've gotten to altitude, you don't have anybody threatening above you, and you've got a good feel for both friendly and enemy positioning. Commence the slaughter. Use your energy advantage to try and bait people to pitch vertically at you to make them lose all their energy, then all you gotta do is roll over on top of them and shoot them down. Ensure you have enough separation from them in the vertical though, to not get shot down yourself. This is called energy trapping, and is my absolute favorite activity in the VL. The kills you'll get doing this are just insanely satisfying. Otherwise though, boom and zoom if necessary, just keep in mind you will compress. Like I said before, energy fighter. It's actually really nice because the climb rate allows you to just easily pick and choose who you fight. It allows you to be above most people you'll face, but even if you do have that XP50 or J2M or whatever I said before above you, you can just climb in a different direction until eventually they dive for somebody else and you're on top. I don't recommend trying any reversals unless necessary, of course, because it's much simpler to just fly a different direction and avoid the fight until you have the advantage. This plane is great at getting the advantage quickly. It's not like it's bad at reversals or anything, don't get me wrong. In fact, it's quite good, and since you're not too fast, you might have to use them sometimes, but if you have other safer options, why not use those? If the enemy does chase you the whole time, or is catching you, only then I'd say set up to reverse them, or preferably even bait them for your teammates. Your max speed is too low to get away from a lot of enemies you'll face, making a reversal necessary if they do grow a weird attachment to you. On the topic of reversals, something very nice about this plane is that people don't expect the good turn rate. You can easily turn inside of an aircraft that's booming and zooming you, and hopefully get a shot on them as they overshoot. A lot of people are just too greedy. Even if they pitch straight up, depending on your speed of course relative to theirs, you can follow. Your engine performance and climb rate will give you opportunities at shots you yourself wouldn't even expect to make. As a side note, the flaps are quite slow to deploy. As such, you can easily rip them off if you're not careful, especially coming out of those stalls that I was just talking about and into dives. In my opinion, the flaps overall aren't super useful for anything other than slow speed dogfights or 2v1s where turn rate is absolutely crucial. To summarize, climb as much as possible and try to be above everyone, as usual, and play your energy advantage. Utilize boom and zoom and energy trap tactics. If it doesn't happen, sometimes this happens, pick and choose your fights wisely. If you're in a situation that you're at a disadvantage in, like for example you're being boom and zoomed, and you can't get out of it otherwise, set up for a reversal. Try to carry enough speed through your maneuvers to avoid being shot so that you can follow on the 6 of whatever is booming and zooming you and hopefully get a shot on them as they overshoot. At the least, you'll be able to lure them into a dogfight, which, depending on the plane, you'll most likely win if you have enough time. The answer? Yes. There's not too many premium vehicles that I would recommend, especially not for the sake of fun alone, but this is one of them. Not to mention that it's a rewards machine. Any pilots of this thing are quite based in my opinion. It does, however, beg the question. Should you spend your time grinding it for free through war bonds or just spend a few bucks on it? Well, that one's on you, Chief. You see, valued viewer, this is going to vary based on your personal beliefs and preferences. If you believe in feeding the snail, perhaps you touch some grass every now and then, and you just want to buy some cool vehicles, definitely spend a few bucks on this thing. If you don't touch very much grass and play enough to grind it manually, shout out to you guys, why not just be patient and do that? It's free. Or maybe you want it, but you don't play enough to grind it for free, and feeding the snail doesn't align with your personal preferences. In this case, it's gonna suck for you either way, but this plane is fun enough for me to not feel bad telling you to stop being a and get it. Alright, welcome everybody, it's Live Soup coming back at you. Feels good to be back, it's been a little bit. We're gonna give another stab at this live commentary thing as we take off here in our wonderful VL. I love this plane so much. As we get off the ground here, we'll take a look at the map. As we can see, the enemies are coming from here. If they were to fly straight towards us, they'd end up around here. So we'll angle out, try to end up somewhere around here. Sounds good to me. Rolling out. Looks good. Now that we've got our path adjusted, let's make sure that we're climbing at the optimal speed. If you remember correctly, the optimal speed is around 230 kilometers an hour IAS, something like that. Try to keep it as close as you can if you want to climb the best. That's more important, especially on the smaller maps, not as much this one. If you didn't notice, there's no more slapping it into a 20-degree climb and calling it a day, watching a YouTube video or something on the side. I understand though that you probably are still going to do that, some of you, so if you do, make sure you side climb a little bit more, and also make sure the video you're watching is Nimbo Soup. I'm just kidding, of course, about the Nimbo Soup part. You should definitely side climb more. By the way, I just want to make it abundantly clear that the entire goal of this is to kind of showcase what a typical match in the VL looks like for me, and kind of what you can expect when you first get it. In no way here am I only trying to show you guys cool dogfights or good gameplay or stuff like that. I really just want to show you guys what you can expect. With that being said, full disclosure, this isn't my first attempt at recording this, but you know what? Let's call it my last. Whatever happens this match, I'm going to call this one my last attempt, so good luck me. One good part of climbing off to the side like this is that a lot of times you'll be in a path to intercept any bombers you see. So I see a lot of fighters over there. You really should go for fighters if you want to win the match, but in this thing, I honestly just see bombers as free RP and Silver Lions, so I'm going to go for a bomber. Again, don't recommend this, especially not if you need to waste a lot of energy to do so. Coming in for the bomber here. This is looking like a good run. Take some early shots at him. How's the aim looking? Not great. Got a fire, got him dead. We'll take that. We're slightly orange, if you know, but shouldn't be a big deal. Heading back towards the fighters here. And we're still above everyone, so it worked out fine. A lot of times your team, especially being with Sweden, will just clean up all the enemies, which honestly, best case scenario, it's a free win. The point of setting yourself up properly is to be in a position to carry if you need to. Diving in here for these guys. Team's probably going to kill him, but we'll give it a shot. XP 50. Careful of that compression. Yeah, look at that compression. Something to keep in the back of your mind, but it's honestly not a big deal. We'll go for the 0. Keeping an eye on the XP 50. He's dead, nice. On to the 0 we go. Compression is tough. Nice, team's cleaned him up. Going for these guys over here now. Alright, we're back to climbing here because we got a couple fighters at our altitude. Gotta get that energy back up. Straightening out to keep our speed for a dogfight with this 109. Let's see if he takes us head on. Nope. It's giving us a free shot. Couple of hits. 109 damage model. And crit. Tail is gone. There we go. Wonderful. Another enemy down here. Gamers in the chat. Crit. That was a lot of hits. And there we go. Simple as that. Nope, stolen. Rest in peace. Teammates just killed one of the last guys. Alright, I was going to RTB here, but honestly not a point. This match is about to be over. 2 guys left. One of them's over there. Just head over there. Why not? Alright, this guy in the XP50 is kind of just airfield camping. This guy just ripped trying to get him. I'll loiter around and see if he takes off. Another one bites the dust. XP50 base camping, imagine that. That's alright though, we should be able to get him here when he takes off, as long as we don't die to AAA or something. Getting kind of greedy here, going for him between both of his airfields, but you know what? I don't feel like sitting in this match any longer. Yep, it's starting to shoot at me. Oh well, we need some aim right now. Some hits, running low on ammo. The AFK, not anymore. Alright, aimers. Some hits, nice. Only 24 bullets left. Can we do it before we get killed by AAA? Alright, let's not blow our energy here. Just keep it vertical. Flaps out. Combats. I hope we don't die to AAA here, but honestly it'd be kind of funny. We had the advantage going into it, so we're perfectly okay to just keep dogfighting. I'm honestly just going to waste my ammo and leave. I don't feel like dying to AAA. Alright, and vacating the area. Swiftly. XP50 is back in the cloud. Just disappeared. Oh no. I'm scared. I'm just going to go back to base, rearm, get more fuel, and see what happens from there. Maybe the Spitfire will take care of him with any luck. Or the game will just end on tickets. That's cool too. Not. We're gonna lose. Rip. Ami Rot. Yeah. Well, nice game, man. Anyways, I think it's fair to say this was a, pretty typical game in the VL. this guy got 5 kills. I mean, if he got less, we probably could have got more, but besides that, that was a pretty average game, I'd say. So I'm happy to show you guys that one. I feel like that's pretty much what you can expect. With this format, this video is definitely going to be longer than normal, so I'll try to keep the outro brief. Get the VL by whatever means you can. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed, learned something, or you just like the VL, drop a like, a comment, and subscribe. Check out the description for a bunch of fun, important stuff, like the link to my Discord server and the Twitch stream. Click those to join this wonderful community. You all know the deal by now. This is Nimbo Soup. Nimbo signing out.